The attempt to sever biology from identity means that you will hand power over to the state to define for Americans what we used to allow human nature and God's natural ordered world to define for us. So each of the evils that Massachusetts Family Institute stands and fights against is not just holding the line on that one issue, it's standing for the cause and the belief in self-government and the free man. If the natural world and biology can no longer provide to us moral clues on how to live and make decisions, and it's all random, and we're completely unmoored from anything called objectivism, marriage, family, identity, babies, male, female, then the state now has to define for the country what we just used to point to human nature to allow to define for us. Do you understand? It's remaking the world in their own image. Here's what I mean. As my friend Nancy Pearcey says, a rapid expansion of state power began with abortion. In the past, the law recognized personhood as a pre-existing reality, something that followed metaphysically on being biologically human. The state merely recognized it as a prior fact. But the only way the state can legalize abortion is to deny the relevance of biology and declare personhood to be based on mental abilities, the capacity to think, feel, and desire. The state is taking on itself the authority to decide which humans qualify for the status of personhood. The same reasoning is now being applied to euthanasia and assisted suicide as well. What about marriage? In the past, the state recognized marriage as a pre-existing biologically based reality. The law merely recognized this as a prior fact because humans are naturally a sexually reproducing species. But the only way the law can treat a same-sex couple the same as an opposite-sex couple is to deny the relevance of biology and declare marriage to be a state of mind, what you think, feel, and desire. In the process, the state has taken on itself the authority to define what marriage is and which emotional commitments qualify as marriage. What about gender? In the past, the state recognized gender as a pre-existing reality, something that followed metaphysically from your biological sex. The law merely recognized this as a prior fact, but the only way the law can treat a trans woman, a dude, the same as a biological woman is to deny the relevance of biology and declare gender to be a state of mind, what you think, feel, and desire. In the process, the state has taken on itself the authority to define legal gender independent of your biological sex. Now let's do parenthood. In the past, the state recognized parenthood as a pre-existing reality, something that followed metaphysically when a mother and father give birth to a child. The law merely recognized this as a prior fact, but the only way the law can treat same-sex parents the same as opposite-sex parents is to deny the relevance of biology and declare parenthood to be a state of mind toward the child, what you think, feel, and desire. The state has taken on itself the authority to define what a parent is and who qualifies as one. Significantly, in each case, the state has taken the postmodern approach of dismissing natural realities and substituting legal fiat. It refuses to be held in check by respect for the created world. The concept of contract is sold to the public as a way of expanding choice, but in reality, it cuts us off from natural created relationships and hands over power to the state. Turns out, when you return to weird paganism, all hell breaks loose, we're unmoored, and now we're saying, Daddy government, can you tell us what a woman is? By the way, here's a fun one. By 3 months old, babies begin to differentiate between male and female faces, and they prefer mom. So our elites can't tell you what a woman is, but babies can. Because you cannot sever biology from identity. They're linked. I have a whole talk on this. I could talk for a lot longer, but I've got to land the plane here. Massachusetts Family Institute defeated a radical abortion expansion bill that would have forced pro-life nurses to perform abortions upon threat of career termination. They defeated a bill that would have mandated radical sex ed curriculum at the state level and succeeded in securing opt-out options, resulting in 4,000 kids choosing to skip the state's disgusting curriculum. Oh, and on transgenderism, The Leominster? Oh, California. I thought I was going to be so cool to you guys. I was like, I'm going to say it right, and they're going to think I'm so cool. A teacher was fired for refusing to lie to parents about kids' gender identity in the public schools. What's my point? First, they just ask for tolerance. Then they ask for acceptance. Then they ask for celebration. And then they demand participation. And if you don't participate in the new paganism, they will come for you too. Guys, this is not a joke. Hillary Clinton went on national television 12 months ago, said we have to consider a formal deprogramming of all ultra-MAGA Trump voters. National television. You know who she defines as a MAGA Trump voter? Just anyone who voted for Trump. You could have hated the guy and bit your tongue out at the ballot box. It doesn't matter. You're still ultra-MAGA. Yeah, a formal deprogramming has another word. They're called gulags. And I remember someone named Alexander Solzhenitsyn who had to stand against the Russian gulags and was perhaps one of the most prophetic voices of that era. He said, the simple step of a courageous individual is not to take part in the lie. One word of truth outweighs the world. One word of a Katie and a Kate outweighs the world. One word of a Mike King outweighs the world. One word of each one of you learning to say no outweighs the world. I'll finish with this. I was homeschooled and then I went to public high school. Nixon's alma mater, Whittier High School. My senior year, I picked abortion as my senior project. They told me, you can't pick the topic of abortion for your senior project. They didn't know I was homeschooled. That my mother had made me memorize the entire preamble of the Constitution and the entire Declaration of Independence by the time I was 11. So I said, here's a copy of the Constitution you're making me read in government class. I recommend you read it or you're going to have a lawsuit on your hands. And I threatened to sue my high school for viewpoint discrimination at 18 years old. Guess what? They went away awfully quickly. Now, why do I tell you that story? Because one word of truth outweighs the world. We need bold, not nice guys, bold, kind, loving, courageous men and women who are filled with the Lion of the tribe of Judah roaring inside of them, who know how to stand up, read the times, and just say, no! Your giving tonight helps the church, the family, and those who cannot speak up for defend for themselves not have to say no in the future. As Thomas Paine said, if trouble may come in my day, let it be now so that my children may know peace. That's a kind of sacrificial Christianity that the church in America is in dire, dire need of. So I am pleading with you tonight, add an extra zero to that check tonight. Sell your second or third home. Oh, Kent, they think I'm joking. It is 1942 in America right now. Do you understand that? Like, there is such a thing as a Rubicon line. The point of no return. I don't know if we're past it. If we're not past it, we're flirting with it a lot. The average lifespan of a civilization is 250 years. I'm not aware of a civilization who abandoned the fruits of Christianity, embraced sexual libertinism revolution, and then returned back to the fruits of Christendom. The trajectory of America is one we've seen before, and history tells us we don't go back. Tampon Tim? There's a bill in Minnesota that allows the state to take your kid if they determine that one or both parents is a mental health risk to the kid through their lack of social affirmation. Like, we're now talking about like trans youth kidnapping. Like, guys, like, we don't come back from this. You understand that? This is why I rip weak, woke, impotent, silent, cowardly pastors a new one every time I have a chance.
Because the world is in greater peril from those who tolerate or encourage evil than from those who actually commit it. It is 1942 in America right now. I know my history because I'm homeschooled. We won't come back. If you care about the rights and liberties of your grandchildren and you have a second or third home, I'm asking you to sell it and give all of the profits to Massachusetts Family Institute. You're still laughing. If you have grandkids, I'm asking you to consider making a gift tonight that hurts so much that you tell your grandkids no presents. You're still laughing. What a beautiful gift that would be as a Christmas gift. Can you imagine that as grandparents? You open it up and it's all these little baby models of first trimester children. And you say, we didn't give you any Christmas presents this year because all the money we usually do, we gave to pro-life ministries and the Massachusetts Family Institute to save babies and to stand up for the rights of children, and that's your Christmas gift this year. I'm asking you to consider the kind of gift that hurts more than you usually have hurt from giving to this ministry. I'm 33. The rights and liberties I abandon today will be the rights and liberties my children never knew existed. And if they're raised in gulags, praise God, we'll count it as all blessing to suffer for Christ. But if I could pick, I would choose to not have them be raised in gulags.